guys, and welcome back to the Gone for 10 show. In this episode, we're here to bring you the team list and predictions for the round 7 match between the Newcastle Knights and the Penrith Panthers. It's coming at you from McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle from 5:30 p.m. on Super Saturday. So it'll be the second game of the day. We have an absolute cracker coming at you before this, which is the New Zealand Warriors versus the North Queensland Cowboys. If you haven't listened to that episode, definitely go back and listen to our tips and predictions on that one. Now, looking at these two teams head-to-head, it may come as a bit of a surprise due to the current form of the Panthers over the last couple of years. However, since 1998, these teams have played 39 games between them. The Panthers have won 18 of those. The Newcastle Knights have won 19, and there has been 2 draws between these two teams. So let's look at this Newcastle Knights side. They're coming off a very hard-fought and impressive win versus the Warriors last week. They have had to shuffle their pack a little bit due to injuries, but they also do have some players returning from injuries. So a quick note on this side, you've got obviously Jaden Brayley is out for the season following his ACL injury in round 6. Phoenix Crossland has moved from the halves to start in that hooker position, with Tyson Gamble returning back from a head knock to take that number 6 jersey back. Matt Croker looks to have set to have shaken off a leg injury, which saw him struggle last week, and he has been named to start at lock. So the lineup for your Newcastle Knights this Saturday is Lachlan Miller, Dominic Young, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Greg Marshew, Tyson Gamble, Jackson Hastings, Daniel Saifiti, Phoenix Crossland, Leo Thompson, Tyson Frizzell, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Matt Croker, Kurt Mann, Jack Heverington, Jack Johns, Brody Jones, and Dylan Lucas. So although they have had a few injuries out, they still do have that man on screen right there, Jackson Hastings leading the troops. I expect him to have another great match, especially against the Panthers. However, we all know how teams do go against the Panthers. We saw what happened last week with the Panthers. We've seen what they've done to the Raiders in previous weeks. If they can get on the front foot, they're definitely going to make it a hard matchup for the Newcastle Knights. However, if the Newcastle Knights can get on the front foot, they can put pressure on. Maybe they can put a few tries in. And I'm looking at that man, Dominic Young, right there. He did cop a lot of criticism a few weeks ago. He was dropped from the starting lineup. However, he has come back in, and he has been their outlet when they do look for tries in the last couple of weeks. Now, Lachlan Miller, he was a late transfer from the Sharks. He came over just before the season started, and everyone had those kind of questions as, where's Kalen Ponga going to fit? He's going to go into the halves. Now, obviously, Kalen Ponga being out has meant that Tyson Gamble can come back into his position. Jackson Hastings can be in the halves, but it has meant that Lachlan Miller has been absolutely brilliant in that role. He's kind of been what Kalen Ponga was for the Knights before he copped those injuries. He's explosive. He's in the line. He's there to pop up to get the offload when someone makes a line break. So definitely a massive start to the season for Lachlan Miller. He's going to come up against arguably his toughest test this week when he does come up against his Penrith Panthers side. But talking about this Penrith Panthers side, let's have a look at it on the screen. And it is an unchanged lineup from the team that dismantled the Sea Eagles last week at Penrith. Although you did have Liam Martin in the reserves, it looks like he won't come into this lineup, and it will stay 1 through 18 as named. So you've got Dylan Edwards, Sania Taruva, Isaac Targo, Stephen Crichton, Brighton To'o, Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny, Matthew Eisenhuth, Scott Sorensen, Zach Hoskin, Isaiah Yeo, Sonny Luke, my boy Lindsay Smith, Spencer Linu, Jamin Salmon, and Tyrone Peachy. Now, like we did say, they are starting to look a lot more like this team. It went back-to-back, and a lot of people after the first couple of weeks, obviously that St. Helens loss, and then bouncing into the season, losing a few games, a lot of people definitely looked at this Panthers side and said they're done. They've lost too many players. Coruscant's out, Kickout's out. There's no way they're going back-to-back. Well, this side is starting to look more and more each day like those back-to-back premiers. They dismantled Sea Eagles last week. They destroyed and embarrassed Canberra in the nation's capital the week before. So they're definitely starting to hit their strides. And obviously the likes of Zach Hoskin coming in and making that position his own. You've got Brighton To'o fighting for a position at State of Origin State of Origin win position now. You've got Nathan Cleary, who arguably for the last couple of years has been the best player in this competition, trying to show once again why he deserves to win the Dally M, why he deserves to be that Origin number 7. You've got Jerome Luai, who if anything, listening to the media, it's his position in the State of Origin side is up for debate. Is it him? Is it Nico Hines? He'll be out to obviously make a point this week and definitely trying to get those, I guess, pundits back on his side and let him know that, hey, Fittler, I'm your man and you need to pick me in Origin. So it is a strong lineup. Both teams, I guess, are coming off two really good wins. Both teams are at different stages of their career. Yes, the Panthers do have a very young squad, but they do have that knowledge of 3 straight grand finals, 2 straight wins in those grand finals. The Newcastle Knights, they are moving in the right direction. They do have Kalen Ponga to come back into that squad, but I do believe that the Panthers will have too much to overpower them. So my prediction for this match is Panthers 13 plus. Baxter's gone a little bit more reserved. He's bought into that hype of how well Newcastle has been playing, and he has gone the Panthers 1-12. So let us know in the comments what you think, what your score predictions are, and please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll be back with the final game of